Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to poLAND 2024. My name is MANDEM. I've got Beta here with me. He's changed a little bit. He's turned British. I think your name's Steven now. I don't know what happened. Take me through it.
I don't know. Just one day I decided didn't want to be Danish anymore.
Being Danish and bold? Nah.
No, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
Big, long hair, you know.
Yeah, there we go.
We're both called Alex. That's crazy.
There we go.
Ah, wow. Look at this, guys. We're ready. We're going into MANDEM versus TF2 Hard. MANDEM didn't catch it on stream, actually. But they've finished third place a couple times in the Prem now. They're here with a slightly different roster. But also, they have had a bit of hiccups so far at this tournament. I've heard some rumors. You haven't seen it on stream. But they did lose a round on Bagel to Whip. They have now, we'll get to pick bans in a second. They've also kind of banned but yeah, how are we feeling about this game?
Yeah, so MANDEM obviously not come in with the hottest start so far to this match. They have won both their matches so far, but, you know, they're kind of thought to be, you know, that second or third place team in this tournament. Obviously, we do have Witness Gaming thought to be the best team, and also the Germans coming into this competition being super, super strong. So MANDEM going to have to fight for it, and with their performance so far, not looking great, and it's going to be a shaky game potentially for them coming up. How do you think they're going to fare against this competition?
I think they'll probably do okay. I think these two teams are actually quite similar when you look at them properly. I do think, however, if you compare this team by team, or sort of player by player, you're looking at MANDEM, and they have replaced a lot of their players. They've replaced their soldiers, no longer Lardox. They've got Nikki swapping from Scout onto Soldier. We're gonna have to see how that works. They've also picked up SNH on that Scout role as well. We're gonna have to see how he performs. Has not played at the top team before. And yeah, they have looked a little bit shaky versus Opti and Evil and the rest of Evil Gaming. They didn't start out too good either, but now they're sort of kind of coming into it. We're going to have to see TF2 Hard in the hand. They've had some easier games, but also them. They kind of need to warm up and get ready. This is an exciting game. I think this is the first game they have versus other top teams, and it's going to be really exciting. And I think this is going to set the tone for both teams' tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these roster switch-up, I think, are the big thing on MANDEM, but, I mean, I really actually like the SNH pickup. I think it's been surprisingly good for them. I think SNH, untested, but super solid Div 1 Scout, is definitely making, you know, his way into the ranks. So it'll be really good to see if he can test himself against these players. Obviously, the Scout duo of TF2 Hard, I mean, you can't ask for much better. AMS and AF, I mean...
Yeah, this is a really good Scout combo, and I think AMS is the type of player where, or rather AF, I mean, is the type of player, I think he flies under a lot of people's radar about how good this guy actually is, because he doesn't play at the top level that much. He's been on a lot of sort of MAC teams, but never really the ones that have made it all the way. Obviously, MAC 1 Prem back in the day, but that was with Tomas playing and not AF, as far as I recall. So the Tomas Yehor combo, Twitch chat, quote me on that. This is wrong, probably, but it's fine. And yeah, no, I think they're really exciting as well. I think they're Soldier duo as well. Last time I saw Jordy play at Arcadia, he was super, super good as well. Really keeping up pace with Hugo, and that Soldier combo was a big reason why the last time we saw Mac at a LAN, last time we saw Mac at a LAN. I'm saying some of the other players that did play I-71 got second place. Last time we saw Mac at a LAN, he finished third place at Arcadia. Actually had really, really good tournament. They showed up big. Left was on Scout. This time he's on Demo. What can he do?
Wow. Yeah, talking about Left on Demo, that does mean that demo position that we'd usually have Mac on, he has had to give up. He is on Medic. But I feel like the thing with Mac is you like that nice, loud presence, and you like the main calling that you get from Mac. Mostly, obviously, he's a super consistent top Prem demo man, but he's just carried so many teams in the past. I mean, how many times has that man won Div 1?
It is crazy, yeah. But I also think I was standing behind them watching some of their earlier games, actually, and it actually seems to be Jordy lifting a lot of the talking this time around, doing a lot of the sort of hard main calling for this team, and I think that's kind of exciting as well, right? Because you do look at the team, you know, with Mac on it, and you're like, okay, like, this guy's the leader, but actually, like, it is Jordy doing a lot of the in-game shot calling, and I think that's really exciting. You have the two big leaders in AMS and Mac, and they can both do their things, and they provide a lot of experience, and then with the longer game, and it looks like, yeah, we are heavy fist fighting on mid.
Yeah, so it does look like Pickles is going to win that out, so MANDEM are going to pick their side, looking like it's going to be blue team.
Yeah, and yeah, we get the mid-fight victory. The heavy fist fight is always nice to see. Time on a TF2 tradition. Really enjoy that one. And yeah, Wait, who won actually?
It was Piggles.
Piggles wins. Obviously Piggles wins.
Medic diff.
Medic diff. They are not used to fighting the Ubisoft fights that Piggles just has. It's just different, you know. And very exciting stuff. Yeah. Do you think this makes any sort of difference at all to the overall game we're going to see on Granary?
No. Granary is an interesting one. Maybe not what I was expecting from either of these teams. Obviously, we like to talk about Granary a lot as a soldier map, and we've just been bigging up the Geordie soldier, so maybe a good time for that. And maybe we get to see Nikki unleashed. I mean, I know there's the big meme of let Nikki roam, but they've let Nikki pocket close enough.
Yeah, I think this is a map where traditionally Granary, has been a bit more of a soldier map. But I actually, honestly, with the introduction of the winger and stuff, I actually think it's become much more of a scout map. Now that you can get a scout consistently up onto those crates, denying bombers on mid, denying bombers on second as well. You've sort of played TF2, you've been on Granary Yard for a long time. And this is one of those maps, so I think it plays a little bit slow. I'm actually super interested to see how these teams deal with it. I know both teams, especially MANDEM, they don't like sitting back. No. They really like going forwards, they like pushing, and Granary can be a map where you can be a bit aggressive, but it's also a map where if you don't win mid, it's so hard to make much happen, especially if it's an even Uber on that mid. It is really hard to get stuff done.
Yeah, I do remember seeing previously a couple of MANDEM games in season on Granary. They looked very, very strong on it. One of their better maps. So maybe interesting to see TF2 Hard pick up this map. They are a bit of a ragtag team. And usually I feel like Granary favours the teams who have those strategies very instilled. And, you know how to break that second hold. And you know how to get through yards. You know what works. But we'll really have to see. But I think that maybe for me does favour MANDEM a little bit on this map pick.
But I also think as a map, I think it's also the fact that TF2 Hard have played together. Most of these players, I think, on this team, besides AMS, they all play together with each other a lot, and they all are quite smart about the game. And I do think that some of these strategies that we would expect to see from MANDEM having sort of pretty good synergy, we might actually see in favor of TF2 Hard a little bit as well. This is a more... honestly, this soldier duo for MANDEM is quite new. It's Nikki on soldier, and he's not used to playing this role. Yihor traditionally is a scout player, so getting him on that Roma class... or on that pocket class, rather, might be a little bit weird. We'll have to see. I think this is a super exciting matchup for them coming into this. But yeah, I think also another shout-out we do have to give is this Demo Man matchup, because neither team are playing, I guess, with the demo they would want. No. We kind of seen the TF2 Hard team last season, and yeah, I mean, it is Mac normally playing demo. MANDEM obviously famously have Fancy Elf, not here for this tournament either. They've got Disky instead. I'm actually really interested to see how Disky does. I think this guy is super, super good and has, obviously he played and won for 7, and I think there's a really big reason for this. This guy is really strong mechanically.
Yeah, I mean, he's also got a great head for the game. He really understands his timings and how to play, and it's really good to see him back. I mean, obviously I think he's been playing Div 1 recently, in the last couple of seasons, Div 1 Prem. I mean, he's been playing around that level, and he has been showing he can still keep up with these young kids. Obviously, Fancy Elf won Demo Man of the Season, debut of the season a couple of seasons ago. He's super, super strong DM-wise, but maybe having that more relaxed, take that space more slowly kind of mentality that you see with the Adiski demo might actually really benefit MANDEM a little bit more here. Yeah,
I see what you mean. Because MANDEM, I think this is a team where you have to go into this tournament and sort of remember that these guys do struggle a lot with their mental game. And something that we have unfortunately seen with these guys time and time again. They've had really strong rosters and really strong regular seasons. But when it gets to crunch time, unfortunately, this is one of the teams that we've seen fail a lot. Maybe perhaps, as you're saying, getting a Disky in, having a bit more experience, having a bit more sort of winning experience as well on top of that, might be what they need to sort of keep their heads in the game. And maybe, if the game's going bad early, not checking out as quickly, getting to that later stage of the game, figuring out while you're playing the game as well, being able to adapt and making it all the way through to the end. I think this is, it's going to be good.
And then on the other side, we have Lef, obviously. Little untested. I mean, we've seen Lef play a little bit here and there. But I feel like I've seen him mostly on, Scout and then Soldier last season with Havoc?
So Lef is traditionally a Soldier main, but he has played Demo Man before. Actually at a pretty high level. He played Demo Man for, I think, a whole season, actually. Maybe even 2. Back in this was like 3-4 years ago when I was starting casting. But there we go. We're going to see him right now roll onto mid. Once again, this is round number 3 of poLAND 2024. We've got MANDEM facing up against TF2 Hard in this group stage game. Both teams facing probably easier competition, but we're here onto mid, and it's the Bloke and it's a Disky arriving basically at the same time.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do on this first mid here. So far, it's just trading a little bit of stam. Nicky is going in for that bomb. Can he find anything? Do take down Mac early here. Couple of trades going either way, though, here, Wan.
It is either way, but it's SN trying to keep his medic alive. Pickles is still up, but he is so far back. Granary, one of those maps, you lose your medic on this mid basically every single time. It is really hard to keep that medic alive, and now with Pickles up, lost the rest of his team though, so he's going to have to run all the way back to his spawn, because while he's running back, Bloke left can just capture the point. We're all chilling, setting up some traps. But now it is a big advantage here for Pickles. You can see right now MANDEM going to try to regroup. They're going to have to check for some hiders, of course, make sure no one drops down on their medic, but they have a big advantage. They're pushing through choke, but only 80% doesn't have yet. The Uber advantage is worthless until you have the Uber charge.
Yeah, they're taking their time here, just chilling in yard a little bit. They are trying to take this in through this right-hand side. Got to be careful of these bombs. They are denied pretty early on here. Doesn't look like Geordie or Walt can really get too much going. They lose 2 here, and yeah, Geordie just managed to get out, but they're going to continue going on here. Wow, Uber comes out.
Uber's popped straight in. Actually, it is just a Mac doesn't have the Uber, and they lose left for it. But now, with TF2 hard, down 3, there's Geordie in behind, gets 1 kill onto SNH, but that's completely A-okay. Mac now has Uber charge of his own, but they have to wait for these players. Left only just spawning Geordie as well, but they got a forwards out of that. They took so long to get that cap. Adiski tried to have the stickies up, but now instead it's Nicky taken down. We're pushing right back into middle here, but Uber's forced in straight away by Haunts, who gets taken down. They trade 2 for an Uber charge push, but look at where this Uber is when it fades. They are nowhere near mid, sending in a scout through top. It is Ams just trying to run in, trying to get forwards, gets a kill onto Adiski. He's running in on his own, gets another little shot there on the other scout, sends him away, but we're ping-ponging Uber advantage backwards and forwards. Pickles is 80% again, and I think we're going to see another mid push.
Yeah, we absolutely are. We'll see what they want to do here. If they wanted, maybe take some space from top this time. Obviously, their push worked out reasonably well last time. Got those soldiers down pretty early, but didn't get the medic. Doesn't look like that will happen this time. Mac just able to play so far back here. But the soldiers playing this far back just really pose like no threats, right? Like the medic can just kind of get in for free here. I say that as Pickles actually takes a reasonable amount of spam, but does manage to get through. Ubers though, evened up here. Mac is going to get the Uber.
Yeah, Mac now has the Uber, which means that I don't know if they should be, but they're looking to take a trade. They're trading onto Adiski. Hubert just finds him. Af now with 1 single kill, sits on point, but that is a Jordan taken down as well. Pickles has still not popped the Uber. You trade your Uber for 2 players, demo kill, and somehow now it feels like MANDEM is still very fine. That sticky trap and choke from left does so much damage, but it's still Uber advantage here for MANDEM. They get a kill into Ams as well, trading Haunts as well. That's it. We're sitting back. We're not going in so far. There's another bomb in behind. That is such a low medic, and Pickles has to pop.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice bomb in there from behind from Walt. Gets it in, otherwise they probably would have been able to take this straight onto last here, but with only 3 players alive and Geordie, taken down to a sliver of health, and they already taken it into last here, Wan.
They're going straight in. They have 2 kills. The Demoman not up to spam these guys out. Instead, it's just Adiski walking into the point, hitting 2 pipes on the Af, and that is a round on the board for MANDEM. We're raising doubts, but these guys are looking strong. That first round looked clean.
That did look really, really good from them. They are taking their time here on these rounds. I'm really enjoying what they're doing. They're setting up these pushes really well. They know that TF2 Hard want to get those soldiers in early and get a lot of spam, and they're playing really, really well against that on MANDEM. Obviously, they are ping-ponging those Ubers, but that's good TF2. That's what we like to see when both teams are kind of playing on those limits and not going too far. And that's what we are seeing here. MANDEM just playing that slightly better, but there are definitely sparks from the side of TF2 Hard as we go into this second mid.
We're back in onto middle. Adiski this time is on catwalk, just sitting around. It's both players, both teams exchanging spam rather as we wait for the soldiers to bomb. And they do come in. It's Mac down straight away again. So much damage dealt by these rockets from Nicky there. Gets so many frags. Pickles taken down in the meantime as well. Left just walking across the point. But can he solo the rest of this? It's just him and Af versus the world at the moment. 3 up, but look at the health on this blue side. They have the high ground though. Is Nicky going in? And he actually goes down. Boulder now, the center point for the team, has to find everything with the help of Adiski, and they find it. There we go. It's a mid-victory here for MANDEM, but crucially this time, both medics live. It's even Ubers, and I think MANDEM should probably be up to hold second.
Yeah, I think we're onto some 7 CP action here. Obviously, they do win this mid, but it's so easy to set up in this yard area. So now we're going to have to see MANDEM try to get some sacks in. A lot of the time, and they will pressure into choke. That's exactly what we see as Adiski does start trying to walk in.
We just have a bomb straight in both sides onto the enemy medic. Nikki just gets to take down Jordy here, as that is a Haunts traded in as well. Scouts fighting in the meantime. Nikki wants to find that kill onto AMS, and it's a decent start for them. So much damage dealt. The health bars, both sides, quite low, as we are just on yard. Exchanging spam once again. Adiski bombs forwards, doesn't find any damage there. We got one pipe onto left, but he stays alive, and we're stabilizing. Maybe, potentially, might go in.
They look like they want to go in here. Nikki is straight up bombing into the catwalk area here. Might even get a pick. Nearly does. Now he's going to be a nuisance in the background.
He's just going to walk in behind. We're going to have to wait for him to pick his moment and his spot. But now, once again, this is the pressure cooker time. It's Nikki bombing in onto Mac, and he gets that force. This is really big for MANDEM now. You can see no further kills are happening for TF2 hard. They can't find absolutely anyone, and it allows Pickles to walk straight back in. No Uber for TF2 hard anymore to hold this. They walk back to last here, and now Adiski, he could slowly edge out this point. We are waiting for MANDEM here to pick their spot. Af, up on the sniper. He's going to have to hit a huge headshot to keep his team in the game. You see MANDEM, they're picking the side, walking in onto left. I think they might just push it right in.
Yeah, I think that would be the play here. They're all getting buffed up. They know they have a sizable Uber advantage here, and they don't want to take any risks. They do take it through this left-hand side, though. It's going to instantly get onto that sentry gun. Snipe has not rung out onto anyone. Unfortunately, they get a nice pick onto left during this as well. So much pressure into this right-hand side. They're just not able to get out, but no one is on the point, and they lose Adiski. They do have some time to try to get back in here.
The health bars are so low on everyone! There's like 1 HP on 4 players. AMS is running around. He's taking a 1v1 with Pickles. This is a nice little meet. But he loses anyway! Pickles! Welcome to land, boy. We're finally made it. Gets a soar as well. It's still max Uber advantage, but keeping your medic alive there is so big. That was such a nice push from Adiski. Did so well. Unfortunately, the follow-up for his team is not quite there, but Pickles now keeps his team in the round. TF2 hard. They can't push with disadvantage.
No, there's just too many players up. There's too much chance that a backcut could come up. Someone could lose a 1v1 up top, and then you just have someone on last. There's nothing you can do. They're already setting up a sentry gun here on last. It does look like we are going to have a bit of a granary last stalemate, but this is our only stalemate we've had so far. They've been very proactive so far on MANDEM and TF2 hard to try to get these pushes happening. What do you think they might do here? Looks like Nikki setting up to go for something, getting that full buff, maybe looking for a bit of distraction to go in for a bomb here.
We are probably looking at some kind of a stack. We have AMS up on the sniper here. I ate breakfast with AMS this morning. He was telling me like he was really excited about Mac finally letting him snipe now that he's on flank scout. Instead of pocket scout, it is a Haunt walking in, trying to sack in. Adiski dies as well. Instantly, both sack members. Actually, SNH taken down. This is 3 picks, and I think TF2 hard might be looking to go a little bit more forwards with this. AMS looking to prove he can still hang with the young boys. He can still get hard sometimes. Don't laugh at that. That's not funny.
It's a little bit funny. Yeah, they're not fully committing here. They're a little bit scared, even with 3 players down. And they just know that Uber charge is so strong, and they could just get straight back in here if they do lose 1 or 2 players on TF2 hard. So they decide, you know what, we're going to play it chill. There's still 21 minutes left in the game. There's no need for us to rush it. Let's just chill out a little bit, see what they do, let them make some mistakes, see if we can get that Pickles drop. Obviously, we've seen the snipes from AMS, but now we have SNH up on the counter sniper. This is a good opportunity. He's looking like he might find that sight line. Ooh.
This is scary now. This is a sniper versus sniper. It's like we're watching Counter-Strike. Both teams kind of open the shutter door. You can see SNH is going to be charging up that shot. AMS as well. When we're kind of playing chicken around the shutter door. Because also SNH can't be the one to peek this, right? Because there'll be stickies right around the corner. He sees the demo man for briefest of seconds, but doesn't get in. Look, the stickies are dead. And they almost take down Nikki. But he lives. We're fine. For now, it is just back to the stalemate. It's a headshot onto a Adiski, though. And that means that he's not willing to push any further. Instead, Soldier in up top. It is Nikki and Haunts down again. The sacks do not do that much. And now, because you have a sniper, there's not that much further aggression coming in from MANDEM. But honestly, we're running down the timer here. MANDEM are 1-0 up. Unfortunately, we are on Granary. You take all the time you can get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've still got plenty of time if they do want to round reset this on TF2 hard. A minute and a half is it's not really going to affect them too much, and they played a close game so far. I think the smart thing to do here for them is to just chill. I did like what they did on MANDEM. They put a lot of pressure onto that right-hand side with Adiski spamming over. Unfortunately, Amps did just hit the headshot, the tiny little pixel over the wall, and had to make them retreat. But they just wanted to get that sentry gun down to that double bomb, did so much more. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. They still want to play this SNH sniper. They know they somehow need to deal with Amps here. They are putting a lot of pressure on right-hand side. Do you get Jordy early? Haunts dies somehow?
That is a demo down as well. This looks like now there's also a player dropping from the server. We are back to 6 versus 6, but that's a demo down. I'm surprised TF2 Hard aren't going a little bit harder with this, as they do have a demo kill. Fortunately, not pushing in. You can see Ams instead is just disguising as a medic, checking, making sure that Pickle's Joker's crits has not come out, but nope. Once again, SNH still just on this sniper, and this is the type of situation. We've got 38 seconds left on the clock. I think we're nearing ourselves just kind of a forced trade soon at some point, right? You see Nikki, once again, sort of peeking these angles here, but now with 29, 28 seconds, you kind of have one trade you can just kind of go for. Instead, Haunts is up on heavy. We've got some Salenta strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it works quite well up here. If you can get this heavy up top, you can just range down so much. The Uber trade does come in here, though. Both medics do end up using not too much going on so far. The sentry gun does go down, but they lose a Disky. That's going to be rough to push back in here. The Haunts heavy comes out, but there's just absolute destruction from that high ground. TF2 Hard will hold this last point, and we're stalemating. We're going back to mid.
I think this is kind of expected. I like in principle, I like the idea of the heavy, but I'm pretty sure you usually would send it top. Because he's kind of in lower, because he's kind of forced to go a bit that quickly, I think not having that soldier means that there's so much less space that you can take. And you really need that heavy to be able to come in onto mid to get close enough to where he actually does damage, just tickle the opponent. Did a lot of damage to the demo, but he just came in too late, because the heavy is quite slow. And that push needs a little bit more time to marinate, to set up. Instead now, it is still 1-0 for MANDEM. We're back onto mid. Adiski once again electing to go for catwalk. He hits an early damage sticky hit on to left. But we're in on mid, and we're just fighting this out once again.
Yeah, they tried to take a little bit of a right-hand side mid there on TF2 Hard. Get a lot of initial space, have to make MANDEM really back up into their own choke here. Mac does go down.
Mac is just dead in the backlines as SNH going forwards, and Pickles is so far back in on his own second. Warps want to go in. There's so much damage coming forwards on this combo. Actually, Hubert on his own left taken down as well, and unfortunately not quite enough follow-up damage on the right target. That is Pickles living. 81% Uber full wipe on TF2 Hard. MANDEM are sitting so nice, looking in onto this last point, looking to convert this. Honestly, this should be textbook for them. We'll have to see. What can TF2 Hard now do to disrupt? It's a sentry gun up for AMS. Is this enough?
Yeah, I mean, this full Uber advantage is the most you can really ask here. They are set up super, super well to try to go in here. But, you know, their pushes have been a bit so far. Obviously, they did win that one round, but that was, again, in really good scenarios. We've seen them beef that full Uber push. So we'll see what they change up this side. Does look like they want to go from the left side once again. They're being so regimented about taking their time and getting everyone into position here. Uber does come out, though, here, Wan.
The Uber's out, the sentry gun's down immediately. Now instead, Adiski has to focus other players, but he just can't really find that much damage. Instead, it's the rest of his team. The point's almost halfway capped, but that is a heavy up, and it's doing a lot of damage to MANDEM there. Instead, now TF2 Hard are holding this on strongly as they manage to completely deflect that push. Instead, now it is Mac up on nearly 100% Uber. Af still on heavy. I'm surprised he's not swapping off earlier now, but Ams once again just wants to make sure there's no one on the enemy team. But guys, you have such a big advantage. Why are you sniping, boys? 60%. We're not pushing that, okay?
I guess.
Not what I expected from a Mac team, I'm going to be honest.
No, I mean, Mac doesn't want to push today, I guess.
Nah, it's okay.
He's
guys.
been reined in a little bit.
But it's also, here's the thing, right? We are European, so like pushing is a bit, you know
Yeah,
like,
it's a bit
we don't
cringe,
do that here.
cringe. No, I think the big issue with that push here, as Sacks come in, we'll see if they get anything.
Nice little fireworks there from Ams. Doesn't actually get the kill. It's a Disky going down instead. Haunts is just down to 30 HP. That Sack, though, it looked really cool, the airhead shot. Didn't prevent the force on the Mac, though. That was really, I guess, in the end, works out super well for MANDEM. Now, they have a giant advantage. A Disky's going to come up in 4 seconds. They will have to wait for him. But then,
yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I think the one thing they need to change on this push is trying to get a bit of that high count control on the pipes. Both soldiers were just stood up there for TF2 Hard the entire time. No one contested him. No one went up top to go through the little doorway and contest him. No soldiers jumped up initially, and they just got so much damage in the post from that. Adiski does come in with the Uber Sentry Gun straight down again, and it's onto the heavy this time they want to focus on. It's just so much damage. Can they get this heavy down? They can. No picks for the side of TF2 hard yet here. They just need to take it slow, get Boulder healed up, and surely he's going to kill everyone else.
Yeah, it's Mac going down as well. This is 3 very low health members on TF2 hard. Now no one left alive to hold the point, and that is MANDEM coming in clean with another push, finally getting that advantage once again off of the really nice bomb there, getting the force onto Mac, taking them down, getting in that push successfully. That is a 2-0 now for MANDEM. TF2 hard now, back foot. It's 14 minutes left. We've gone through half the map.
Yeah, we have 2 rounds up. Obviously, halfway through the map means we can make it here. The signs of life are definitely still there. There's just small mistakes coming in. I mean, Mac getting forced by basically that single soldier. I don't know if I like the positioning necessarily. I don't think maybe he's relying too much on that dispenser armor during those last pushes. But we are onto this third mid, and Bloke here needs to kind of win it out.
Yeah, left. It starts with him, honestly. He needs to hit some damage. Unfortunately, Sticky's not really finding that much. It's Nicky bombing in once again, straight onto Mac, but this time they don't quite find the initial damage. It is a kill, though, onto left. Is taken down, but so is SNH and Adiski. They both fall, and now it is Pickles running for the hills. He's got a scout to escort him out. Here's Boulder, but there's another scout on the enemy team. It's Hubert just wanting to walk forwards. Haunter taken down. Boulder's so low. He has to run for his life, but he keeps the medic alive now. It's fine. Even Ubers. But MANDEM, they're holding the wrong last. They want to be in the other side of this map. Instead, back on their own last, losing that mid. Even Ubers, though.
Yeah, it looks like they might even want to try to get a little bit of a repush here. They are situating themselves to go into second here. The point did not get capped out from TF2 hard, but there is a soldier behind. Does take down Nicky. Can't get anything else. That is Geordie trading for a soldier on the previous side. And now we're just going to have this horrible spam battle where you just try to get something working here. Warp trying to find some magical rockets. There is a scout in behind, though, during all this. What is he doing? He's on Pickles. 1 health.
Ooh. Gets that forced and meat shot there. Really did numbers on Pickles. Has to respect that last shot. Could have fallen so easily, dropped down so low. And now this is a big golden ticket opportunity here for TF2 hard. Yes, there's a player down, but if you pressure cook this second properly, it should be quite easy to break. You can see immediately now, walking over here onto the shutter, trying to go through Lunchbox instead is Mac and the rest of the team. Now Pickles, we do have to watch out because TF2 hard can't spend too long. Pickles, 50% already if he gets 100% before this TF2 hard push coming in onto last. Could be the end of them. It's even Ubers now instead. We're pushing straight onto top here. Is Geordie finding the 1 kill onto Haunter. We're getting the cap now, but we're pushing this forward. The Ubers popped. Pickles still in spawn. It's decent damage onto Nicky. Does fall. Adiski's dead as well to the rocket from Geordie now. Sentry Gun taken down. The cap is almost out, and TF2 hard. They just push it all of the way in, and they get that round on the board.
Yeah, they were just a little too far forward there. They wanted to see if they could get that Uber in time, make a little bit of a pressure, maybe see if you can get that that early force onto Mac there, but the pipes just did not connect up in Lunchbox, and then they just had an absolute textbook push, got everyone stuck in spawn, got those early 2 picks, went straight for the sentry gun, got the point. I mean, they hit every tick box they needed to. It was superbly well played there. Now 2-1 here. TF2 hard got that momentum going. They're feeling themselves. They're like, you know what, guys, we can win this. Onto this 4th mid.
Now it's left, though, taking a lot of punishment early on in this mid. These pipes from Adiski destroy the scouts there as well. And this bomb from Nicky could do so much damage, but his Haunt's actually falling immediately. Ams and Geordie now, though, on the counter bomb as well. It's just Warp holding on the low ground. Doesn't have the opportunity to go up high, and neither does Nicky. Has to fall back down, but the position gain from MANDEM is too much for TF2 hard. They have to run back onto second. Mac is still up, but they are 3 down. And that means that MANDEM, they want to push, and they want to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely here. They are not going to wait around at all here. Looks like they might want to take a trade here, though. They're quite far forward here. Actually, this is an interesting play. Do lose Af there. And look, they're even committing Geordie as well. What is going on?
Ams is on spy. This is the longest card I've ever seen. He's walking onto point. He's just going to stab the scout. Okay. I mean, sure. Yeah. I actually did jokingly tell him this morning to play spy. That's not what I wanted him to do. I'm going to be very honest. This is suboptimal. Now we know he's on spy as well, but you can see the damage coming out. Actually, there's Ubers for both teams. I'm just kind of walking along. He's a sticky trap from Adiski. It just has the pistol. Ams, come on, bro. Okay, there we go. We hit a pistol at least. The Uber got forced. Pickles has 100%. They're going to wait for players to come back up. This is a really nice push from MANDEM.
Yeah, we've seen this this work for them before. They are putting a little pressure onto second here. They want to make it a little more difficult here. Nicky wanting to go aggressive here with this full buff can do so much just standing on those boxes and being annoying here. They give it up. They don't cap the point on TF2 hard, unfortunately. So yeah, now it is just going to be on the side of MANDEM. Try to get something done.
Ams is still on Spy. Oh, wait, Steven, Ams is... Okay, thank
He's
God.
on Sniper
He's
now.
on Sniper now. Oh my God, he's just in spawn checking. Just making sure. Oh my God, left! With the Nicky trap combo, finds two, Pickles and Boulder. The combo of MANDEM are gone, and that means the Uber advantage is as well. It is just Mac up on 60%, and TF2 hard are looking primed to go forwards.
How many times have you seen that sticky trap get a
think-
kill on the
I think
medic?
it's the
So
first
many
time I've
times.
ever seen it work.
Really? I've seen it work so many times.
I feel like it's the most obvious trap.
It is, and it somehow still gets kills. Who knows? But yeah, now TF2 hard looking in a great position, but now they need to try to push out these shutters. It's not always easier said than done, right? And look, they are going to push from this right-hand side, but you can sense a lot of pressure onto the left. Doesn't look like they're going to do that on MANDEM. They know they're around up. They don't need to do any shenanigans here. They're just going to back it up. Pickles already on 50%. At worst, they're going to get it in yard now, right?
Yeah, they are just sitting here in on the yard. Now, Pickles is 70%. TF2 hard, if they want to keep going, they have to do it fast, but it looks like, honestly, taking a bit of time, setting up on yard and just kind of holding this. Steven, there are 9 minutes left of this game, and instead of pushing with a 40 ad, we are sitting on second.
Someone has forgotten how to count to 10.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it is. A bomb comes in,
bomb.
tries to get onto Mac. That's less Hornstead. And that's going to be, I assume TF2 hard now going to try to counter. You would hope they are sending some pressure into choke. But no one really hard committing here. They lose Ams, unfortunately. Nicky does find a nice rock. He was trying to find some, a little bit of a cheeky angle way to get in, but didn't manage to get anything here now. But yeah, why did TF2 hard do that? Why did they not push in with that 40%? Do you think just a miscommunication, or do you think it's that land jitters? They're just a little unsure.
I think it might be one of those things where they just forget. I think they watch back the STB later and they're like, oh, we had 40 at them. We just completely forgot. I think this is one of those things where, like, if you play together for a little bit longer and stuff like that, then you might just have the faith. It's also, I think also Granary mid is one of those mids. You can put your medic like all the way back in ramp room, and it actually can be super complicated to push it in without popping your Uber yourself and getting in onto that medic. Instead, now they're just choosing to sort of play the stalemate. But we're going to have to see. They kind of need a creative solution to break this stalemate, though, because the ball is very much in their court. 7 minutes, 45 seconds at this point, and we need to see a solution to this. TF2 hard are seeing some soldiers going forward through choke, but they find kills on neither as the soldier bombs in as well, just to try and follow up. Unfortunately, Warp, unfortunately, Jordy do not find anything off of it. It is now still, once again, 6 players off both sides, even Ubers.
Yeah, I like this play MANDEM are trying to do. What they're trying to do is essentially get Nicky in, make a bit distraction, get, you know, two free rockets, shot at Nicky, he gets out, he goes super high, and then to get Haunts to bomb in here. And it's actually worked out here. They get Geordie here. Haunts does live. This gives them a lot more space here to try to go for something. There's no soldier watching choke, and now they can just freely spam. If they find a pipe onto Mac, that bomb is instantly coming in.
Yeah, but unfortunately it is SNH going down instead. No pipes under Mac can be found. We're kind of back where we started, but there's an extra kill here for TF2 hard. You can see them actually angling in on to balcony here. It's Warped trying to go forward. Tier 6 jumping up onto the lamppost, but does the lamppost jump do anything other than look cool? There's a lot of damage dealt, but there's not really any follow-up. Unfortunately, Warped unable to find the rest of MANDEM's combo, and instead just kind of has to settle for 60 damage on 2 players. Not what you want to see, and we're kind of back where we started. Now they're down 1 player. It's TF2, it's MANDEM's time rather to go in. That soldier, though, gets caught by some really nice traps out of left. The Uber's just popped.
Yeah, they just go for the Uber trade here, got a lot of initial damage, maybe thought they could just get a lot happening, or they just are a bit sick of waiting around on MANDEM and just want to show their DM prowess. They've had some decent positioning in the post here. Did manage to take down Jordy. Trade in the backline as well here. Look at this, it is going the way of MANDEM. This push has kind of worked out in their favor a little bit. They've just had to back up on TF2 hard. Do not think they can hold this, but they do not want to hold the gas here. All gas, no breaks if I've ever seen it. They do lose
This soldier could just hold the point on his own, to be honest. It's so hard to push in on a buff soldier coming in on to Granary second like that. I feel like Nikki trading that kill, getting that kill into Ams. He doesn't get that kill. Ams goes in behind and he cleans up everyone. Super important 1v1 with there to win. Hits a really nice direct to do it as well. Ams was in such a good position. He hits one more shot on Nikki. He can go in and follow up on the rest of the team. Getting him taken down really helped MANDEM win that fight. Now, unfortunately, Haunt's getting taken down the point when they push in, and this means that instead now, but it is, once again, is MANDEM staring down the barrel, staring down with a gun to TF2 Hard's face, and unfortunately, TF2 Hard, they need to figure out a way, because they're just kind of inching further and further back towards their last opposite direction of where you want to go. 5 minutes left. 38 seconds left on this round, though, and it's Nikki just walking straight in. The Uber charge comes forward. It's in onto left, and it takes him down. Catch Uber comes in. This looks to be just a scout solo instead, on towards the point. It's a soldier solo, rather, as Hubert runs around trying to deal with the players on the high ground. But now it's MANDEM everywhere on the map. You can't pinpoint them down to a single location, but you can pinpoint TF2 Hard instead, who are all stuck in a corner, and it's such nice cleanup for MANDEM. Now, Mac is still up, but it looks like maybe, honestly, they want to keep this going. Now, Steven, they're going forwards. The stickies are onto the point. It's a scout capturing all the way halfway through, and Adiski does so much damage here with these pipes, with these stickies, and they're cleaned up, and they're wiped. The MANDEM just take the fight. The superior DM, and they come out on top. It's 2-1 now. Make it 3-1. I need to read the HUD.
Yeah. That was super, super clinical there. The soldiers just did so much during that fight there. Nikki just got in behind late. Haunt, I think, managed to clean up a soldier up top as well during that entire fight. They just played it so well. They came in with the aggression exactly when they needed to. Just allowed everyone else on the side of MANDEM to clean up. And I don't understand why they're not watching some of those positions that they're allowed to get into. They're just not rolling a soldier out to the high ground because they've got the soldier on the low ground. You need him to hold it against a demo man, right? They were just in a bit of a hard situation here on TF2 Hard. But we are onto this mid here. Jordy fairly good job.
Yeah, Warp as well has to get set back, but it's actually making so much space. Jordy as well winning the 1v1. This is everyone on MANDEM falling now. 3 up, but Pickles is alive. The rest of TF2 Hard only have one option, and it's to go forwards. You have to keep going. Try and get that kill onto Pickles. It's even Uber's here for the medic, but it's 3 up for MANDEM for another 1 second. But TF2 Hard, they're already on second, but it's so much damage dealt by this demo man spamming. But now, MANDEM back on last. Even Uber's. Sentry Gun up. Heavy's up. And what does TF2 Hard can do? They just have to push.
Keeping Pickles alive on these has saved them so many times. We were talking about early on, oh, nice sticky trap kill. We were talking about early on how both medics seem to die, but I think Pickles has only died on 1 mid so far. He's just done such a good job along with Boulder about just getting out of every mid and has just managed to keep them going in, because I think 2 mids now that if Pickles had died, if he'd been caught escaping, it's GG, it's round over, but those 2 rounds have kept them from drawing here, and now it's TF2 Hard between a rock and a hard place. 2 minutes 40, you need to get something going. Granary obviously takes just over a minute to cap all the points, but that's not likely to happen. They may be just looking to go for a trade here.
They're walking in. Uber popped. Sentry Gun should be taken down now, and his Pickle popping way later. But no frags have been found for TF2 Hard. Instead, they're back onto second. What do we do now? Decent damage dealt by Nikki onto the soldier as well. There's absolutely no follow-up. It's just an Uber trade. And it works so well for MANDEM now with the kill onto Jordy. We're nearing impossibility now for the side of TF2 Hard. It's 2 minutes left. You have to make 2 rounds happen. But if you lose your whole team, have it only be Mac, have it only be Ams, we need a hero play, and we kind of need it now.
Yeah, we absolutely do here. They need to get something. They are going to get a lot of forward spawners here. 2 soldiers coming up. These soldiers need to go absolutely massive to get something going here. If not, this could be TF2 Hard losing against MANDEM here, and that's just not what they want. Looking towards those tables, they've got some harder games coming up this evening as well here, and it's not going to leave them in the standing they want to. They are just kind of trying to bust in from this left-hand garage, though.
It is just Hubert going down. Af taken down, and Jordy as well. They're all falling. They try to go through this choke point, but there's just too much damage. And once again, it is 1 by 1 that TF2 Hard are falling. Now Mac in a perilous position here on mid. Left, unfortunately, kind of just has to walk forward. This is a 2-man demo solo to the entirety of the enemy team. 1 target in Pickles, but unfortunately, it's only pipes onto Boulder. Damage is being dealt. Pickles takes 1 pipe and pops the Uber, but is that a trade you want? Mac now caught in no man's land. It's a minute left. MANDEM could do whatever they want at this point. Haunt's taken down, so what? They can keep fighting this.
Yeah, I mean, they're just in a horrible position here now, right? They're just trying to make something happen. They are just bashing their head against a rock here, trying to find a play that works, trying to go into MANDEM and make it a bit difficult, but we have had GG called in the server. It does look like.
Yeah. So I think what's happened here, I was kind of watching the chat a little bit out of one of my eyes, and I think what ended up going on was that we are still, while we are not actually playing on ServerMe servers, we are using bits of the ServerMe config, which means that the servers have a reservation time that have ended. So now, for the last bit of the game, there was things going on that kind of matched the round timer, which was like the reservation will end in 8 minutes, with like 8 minutes 50 seconds on board, and yeah, that means that the server died, and thankfully it didn't affect the result.
No.
It was a 3-1. MANDEM would have won either way, but that's a really good start for them, now
Yeah.
getting themselves back on the feet. That was pretty convincing, to be completely honest, and good stuff from them.
Yeah, I felt like there were moments from TF2 Hard, but I felt like in the driving seat for the most part was MANDEM. They just felt like they were the ones who were allowed to make the more creative plays. They were like the ones who were allowed to go forward and just do stuff. It felt like TF2 Hard were having to play far more reactively rather than proactively, whereas MANDEM were, they were playing super proactively. They're making a lot of plays happen. And yeah, I mean, just well played from them. They are showing, though, that 3-1, not the most convincing. If they're going to go against those Witness Gamings and the Germans, they're looking to get those 5-0s even.
But I think we are looking for both of these teams that we saw in this game played. Both TF2 Hard and MANDEM are both teams where you would kind of expect them to be. I think they're the top 3 is in the realms of possibility for both these teams.
Absolutely.
I do think that we can see a TF2 Hard where these players are firing a little bit more than what we did see. I don't believe there are logs. At least I'm not told that there are logs. There will be logs soon, I'm told. I don't know what that means. But from what I saw in the sort of pure impact, no logs from what we saw in the game. Hello. We have logs on the screen. Wow, I don't even know that guy was on there. That's Bevan, though. This is the wrong game. Different game. Unfortunately, guys, that was earlier game where Bevan got 23 for 11. But this game, like I kind of expect AMS to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? I kind of want him to have a little bit more impact compared to, with what he can have. This guy can be so good on Scout, not quite there yet. Still very early on in the tournament. Land jitters could be a thing. We'll have to see.
I think the big issue was maybe the map there. Instead, obviously, we were talking, it's more soldier-orientated. AMS, that Scout who does take those solo Ubers. Similar to Boulder, he just didn't get those same opportunities to go in deep, find those players who are out of position. I mean, I think the one time that they did overextend, they lost the round, and that's when TF2 Hard played well, is when, maybe they get to just rush in and...
yeah. Very unfortunate there, I think, but TF2 Hard, I think there's definitely takeaways from this game as well. They can carry this forwards. Don't think this should affect them too much. We're so early on. But MANDEM, once again, they come in and they make it happen. They make it work. They come back and they make it look good. I think they more than TF2 Hard probably should be gunning for a top 3 finish at least. They probably feel like they should be going to the finals. We'll have to see if they actually make that happen. But this is a nice, convincing argument to kind of take it to one of the other top teams at this tournament. And take it all the way. There we go. We've got Piggles in the back. He won. Yeah!
Very excited.
And you can see how happy Leth is. I don't know. We're going to keep talking until JMax tells us to shut up and go to a break. All right. So that is JMax's cue to tell us that we have an interview. TurboTabs took Wrath down into the basement, back into the back rooms of BaseStack to have a little interview, have a little chat, how the event is going. We're going to go to a break after that, and then we'll come back with a game that I forgot, but I'll be casting it. Mir. Casting said, you're going to transform into Mir. And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Alright, and we're back with more interviews. This time I managed to pinch Raph from 3.5 stars. I was casting your first game. It was going pretty well. What was the games and the vibes like for that first round?
We had a lot of motivation for this game. We knew it was already an important one because we have a lot of really good team on this LAN. So no match is like an easy match. So it was pretty rough because it was really hard to break their last, and we had to do a lot of effort to win this game.
And obviously at this time of interviewing, you just finished your second round as well, and that was another victory. So it's feeling like a good LAN. Is it not just the games? Do you like Poland in general? Do you like how the LAN feels in comparison? Because you're quite the LAN veteran, Matt.
Yeah, I did a lot of LAN. This one is my first one for a long time. I didn't do the last few ones. So yeah, I'm really hyped to play again, and I really liked this setup and this LAN so far because we have like a we are really close. We feel really like a team. So I really like this area.
How is it compared to your TF2 season that you played in past? I know that didn't go the most hot for you guys, but is it just a different feel at LAN?
Yeah, there's a different feel. You know that like it's only the one. It's all going very fast. And like the last season didn't go really well, but we managed to do against MANDEM, against TLR, that both were the two best team maybe of Prom. So I think we have a lot of possibility and we can really do some big things on this LAN.
Do you have any sort of big enemies you've got at this LAN, or you got any names you want to name, or any teams in your crosshairs that you particularly want to show a good performance against?
Well, we are just going to play against German's team next, and this is probably our worst matchup because every time they are playing against us, they are crushing us.
Oh.
So we really look for revenge and we try to do something different on them.
And finally, is there any sort of player that you kind of like enjoyed meeting, or any sort of new names or old names maybe that you're like, oh wow, it was nice to meet that player?
Well, there's been a lot of players that I didn't see for like a long time, so I was really happy to meet some people again. So it's not someone in particular, it's just really like seeing the TF2 people again.
Yeah, excellent. Anyway, thank you very much for the interview, Raf, and yeah, we'll send it back to the stream.